Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the John Grave Show. And today I got or at least a few weeks ago, I got a request from a special lady to watch a good anime called Nobunagun. And I watched the first 2 episodes of it. And here I'm just giving you my impressions of the first one. The next video I'm talking about the second one. And in this first episode, from what I can tell, it kind of feels like a really silly anime. Or at least like from how it starts, it gives you the impression that it is going to be a fun, lighthearted, silly anime of just about all these silly things and all these crazy things that kind of happen in between it. Well, actually how it starts off in the first person view of Nobunaga Oda, you know, at the fall of Hinoji Temple, and then after his fall, we kind of lead into our actual main character, Shio Ugura. Our main character wakes up in her bed, and they kind of do all these crazy little silly things and all that, which is actually kind of actually some of it was pretty funny, and you know, give or take with her personality and her interests, she actually she's a loner character who just likes to be by, or at least like she's mostly by herself. She doesn't really have any friends, and really she thinks that most of the other kids, or at least the other girls around her age, think that she's weird because instead of her liking lip gloss and all the other girly things, she likes tanks and missiles and jets and such and all that, which all that does tend to come, which actually that is kind of something that we do see later on in the anime when she's calling out tanks and airplanes and missiles and stuff. And then as it starts off, she's late for school, and she's going she's late for the class trip to somewhere in China. I forget where, but they were in China. And while they're in China, they suddenly get attacked by these alien creatures, which destroy pretty much half of the monument, the tourist attraction that they were at. And because of that, we do get introduced to one of the battle party, Jack the Ripper. Or at least so they call him. They kind of shorten it up to just call him Jack. But, you know, Jack the Ripper. And his weapon is I think it's like a little dagger, or at least like an iron blade or something like that. But yeah, he uses it to destroy this gigantic monster, which at the time he didn't realize had all these other little bug monsters in him. And when he's hurt, Shio kind of goes on. Well, now I kind of skipped over some things, but let me go back real quick because I gotta set this part up. She did kind of befriend this one girl who was there with her. I mean, like one of the more popular girls who were there. I forget her name. 1 second. Her friend, the girl who she was talking to was a Sao, who did actually kind of ask her to hang out, and because of that, she said no. And then when they got attacked, when they were checking out the monument of Guan Yu, she was trapped down there. I mean, like she was passed out in the water, and she does take it upon herself to be brave and try and go and save her, because you know, she does kind of feel like, yeah, man, well, we could have a friendship, and you know, I kind of don't want to leave somebody to die. And in doing so, Jack does try and like help, but because he's wounded, he falls out, and then she takes his little orb thing, which does transform into a weapon. She takes it, and then you know, we do have a cool little flashback with Nobunaga and the little goat thing, which kind of like took his soul and powered it up and kind of gave it to the girl so that she could become his ancestor. She gets this gigantic arm like rail gun on her arm, which seriously does seem like a really heavy but very, very, very effective weapon. And as she's doing it, the episode goes off quite with Nobunaga seeming like quite a villain, because like you can see his reflection in her eye, and he's like maniacally laughing with like fire, with fire behind him as she's like shooting at these little bug things and just destroying each one of them, giving the entire episode a pretty evil feeling. Now, for this first episode, did it really do much to explain anything? No, not really. It explains some things, which, you know, first episode is kind of okay to do that. But for how she gained her powers, it works. It works. It's a pretty fun anime. Giving the action a pretty good feel for the more lax and for the more lax art style it has. And pretty much, hey, we do have a likable main character, and Jack does seem like a likable character as well. You know, give her with like the little bit of time that we've seen with him, and I will get more, and I will talk more about characters in the next episode. So yeah, I will see you guys on the next John Graves show. I did like the first episode. Now let me move on to number 2. So yeah, please let me know what you guys thought about this episode down there in the description. I'll see you guys on the next John Graves show. So keep watching anime and keep playing those video games. Stay tuned for part 2.